Hey guys, I am Ibigandscary and I'm bringing you another StarCraft 2 replay. This time it is a Zerg versus Zerg on the new map Condemned Ridge off of the new 08 season, I believe. Basically this one is Zurah, which is a diamond. I posted it to the subreddit Cast It, and he's against KseNeRGik. Just, it's the map and they're both red and blue, so I'm assuming that this is on the ladder. KseNeRGik's a master, so maybe Zurah got paired against him not by accident, but in one of those ladder flukes that makes it so you go against people who are just supposedly better than you, just to see if you've improved over the break. You can see the instructor pit going down on KseNeRGik's side of things. Aspects of this map is you've got a small ramp leading down to the natural, which is just right there on the lower ground, and a huge ramp leading down to just an enormous free open area with a very small amount of shrubbery in the way. It's very heavily favors Zerg because they just love getting that surround. And then the third is right by the ramp, making it so it's a short distance away, very easy to defend. If it wasn't for these kind of elevated platform right here, it's accessible by the ramp, but you put some siege tanks here, that's a lot of dead drones, or you put some High Templar there, it's a lot of dead drones. Spawning pool going down for both players, as well as them both mining, getting that 100 gas so that they can get the Zergling speed off quickly. Relatively standard opening. It looks like KseNeRGik is going to get his spawning pool up first, and he immediately throws down 6 Zerglings. So a little bit of pressure coming out of KseNeRGik. It could be that he saw that he was heavily favored on this matchup, so he wants to get it over with quickly, push in with some Zerglings, heavy micro, confident that he can get into this probe line. But even though those Zerglings are going to come out quicker than Zurah's, his spawning pool is going to go up, and he's going to have plenty of time to get up some defensive forces, especially with his overlords getting into position. I don't think this one's going to be fast enough to spot them, but Zurah is going to know that he needs to get at least a handful up, and you can see that he's got 4 on the way, as well as a queen and an evolution chamber. He's already started this speed, and he's keeping his 2 drones, it looks like, on gas to mine up some extra gas, just to do a research of some sort, an upgrade, maybe armor, maybe it's damage. Maybe he wanted to get it. No, I mean, he's still mining gas, so he didn't want to get it for fear of any air attack or anything like that. His Zerglings get pushed back by the 6, just with their superior numbers, eventually engaging the drone line, but the queen popped at just the right moment, using her upgraded range to do some extra damage to those Zerglings as they finally get pushed back as more Zerglings pop. You can see that 6 more Zerglings are on the way. No one's mining gas, and he hasn't taken that expansion yet, so it looks like KseNeRGik's going to keep on the forward aggression, which is a good idea because Zurah has decided to grab an expansion of his own, which means that he's going to be a little bit more vulnerable to any increased pressure from KseNeRGik. And we're going to see that pressure come out as soon as these Zerglings make it in. Some more characteristic darting in and out from the Zerglings. Speed has finished off, so it looks like these guys are going to continue to bite at each other until they finally die. These 3 are going to get pushed back, but they're eventually going to meet up with the reinforcements that were on the way up. It just depends on how ballsy Zahura wants to be with his Zerglings, because if they overextend and they get surrounded, KseNeRGik takes them all down, and Zurah doesn't have a standing army anymore, then this expansion is going to be incredibly vulnerable. As soon as I finish saying that sentence, though, it just shows you how fast this matchup can be. More Zerglings pop out. A queen deciding that the overlord's not quite worth missed. Larva inject comes back, but you can look at the mini-map, you see all this blue as KseNeRGik just really wants that expansion dead. With him opting not to get it, he needs to do more damage than just take down a handful of Zerglings. He needs to absolutely crush Zurah's standing army and make it into that probe line, do economic damage, or at least take out that expansion. More Zerglings rush in. You can see up on the production pad a Baneling's nest is going down. Only 112 gas. No one's mining any gas at all, which is going to have to change for KseNeRGik. Oh, no, he just started mining gas again. Which is going to have to change because for him to utilize the Baneling's appropriately, he's going to need a lot of gas. Zurah is staying off of producing any drones at all because he's got an overlord position right by that entrance. Another good overlord position is right here. It looks like KseNeRGik was aware that he pushed his guys down over to the third. And when he did that, he morphed in his banelings out of the view of the overlord. Zurah realizes that the standing army is gone. He wants to make sure that they're completely gone. Pulls off a couple of Zerglings to attack the morphing and banelings. Succeeds in taking one down. Cost of 5 though, almost a huge hit right there. Zurah realizes this, pulls back and sends a single sacrificial Zergling in. Only 3 banelings list now. A massive hit right there, really good, but unable to land with the other 2. They decide to go up and see if they can deal some damage to the probe line. Queen's going to take out one, the other one's going to make it up. All of the Zerglings get finished off, so this baneling's the only thing left. One baneling, not enough to take them down completely. Looked like the upgrade was level 1 ground, which is really going to help out Zurah as he brings the fight to KseNeRGik, who's really on the back foot now. Remember that even though Zurah's got the expansion, he hasn't been able to increase his probe count at all. In fact, you see it's 13 to 12 right now. He only has 1 probe up, which, yeah, it's a difference, but it's not an incredible difference. And KseNeRGik has the higher tech. He's got the banelings on the field, though this last one is going to go down. If it doesn't get a major hit, then it looks like it's going to be straight Zergling. That is a good hit right there, but even more Zerglings are rushing in. It looks like Zurah's decided to double down on his own Zergling harass, and 2 more banelings are morphing in. He's really going to have to use that to take out this entire group and take the fight back to Zurah. Because the more time that passes, the more time that Zurah has to sneak in 1 or 2 probes, and every probe that he manages to sneak in is going to be an incredible game changer. 1 Zergling gets surrounded, taken down. These 4 dart out, see that the Zerglings are just hanging out. 1 sacrificial Zergling comes in, missed micro by KseNeRGik, loses 1 baneling, but the other one comes in and costs Zurah quite a bit of Zerglings, but all of those are quickly remade as the reinforcements continue to stream in. 2 banelings for 3 Zerglings, not a good trade. Zerglings are still they've pushed all the way up into the natural right now. Slowly, KseNeRGik is just losing ground. He surrounds 1 more scouting Zergling. The other ones get a nice surround right on the front door, and suddenly Zurah's in the main, pushing out KseNeRGik's Zerglings back down into the secondary. 2 banelings rushing in, but with their increased speed, only 4 Zerglings go down, and the Queen finally goes down too, thanks to 2 hardy Zerglings. Finally, the last stand, it looks like all the Zerglings are getting surrounded. They morph into 3 banelings, but then the Zerglings make it into the probe line, finally take out all of the drones, and KseNeRGik rage quits out of the game, which is a shame because, I mean, it was a really tight game. It was a really tight game. You can look at the probe count. It was 13 to 12 up until the very end whenever that line got decimated. And then over here you can see that there's absolutely no saturation at all. So even though KseNeRGik never really succeeded in taking down that main, he did definitely deny the mining time, which is almost just as good. A couple of extra larvae for Zurah, but that's basically all that affords. If these banelings had come a little early, if he'd gotten 1 or 2 better hits, this would have played out radically different. As things ended, though, it was a great game. Thanks for watching, guys. I am Big and Scary. I'll see you kids later. Bye.